Hey, what up everybody? It seems that if WWE has spoiled another one of Chris Jericho's secret returns back to the WWE. They're going out of their way to advertise him for WWE shows that are going to be held January 23rd and 24th in New Jersey. It seems that this is going to be the same weekend as the Royal Rumble 2015 in Philadelphia. It would be pretty funny for WWE to bring him back for house shows and not bring him back and actually put him on the actual Royal Rumble. When news broke, a few months ago, basically saying that Chris Jericho was going to be part of the European tour, I honestly thought that WWE had made some sort of a mistake. Somebody pressed the wrong button, and they just were putting Chris Jericho's names on there. He came onto his podcast, and he actually said that he was going to be appearing on these shows. Basically, Vince McMahon had asked him to be there because there was a lack of star power with lots of names out due to injury at the time, and they wanted to have some star power for these people over there in the UK to make sure they got their money's worth. You could see at the last minute, Vince McMahon was trying to reach out and trying to get Rey Mysterio to go on the show. They had the big meeting before the Monday Night Raw in Buffalo, where basically Rey turned down the offer to head out and go on this European tour and make some money. Jericho being spoiled for the Royal Rumble, basically to me is a big letdown. I can think of Chris Jericho and his returns to WWE, when maybe even you go back all the way to his debut in WWE, with basically everybody in the world knowing that he was going to be Y2J, the man with the secret countdown, before he actually even came back. And then once he left, basically WWE mailing out WWE Magazine with him on the cover, basically talking about his feud upcoming with Randy Orton, and him coming back, with the big sort of, sparkly shirt, the short cut hair, him doing sort of like plugging in the outlet, saying that he was going to be the big boost to come back to WWE, with the magazine mostly reaching people before he actually made his return on Monday Night Raw, and it being all over the internet as well. I can remember back to the Royal Rumble 2012. He actually got to come in, and it actually was a really big surprise. I remember sitting there in my seat as the Jericho music went on, and I really just didn't want to believe it was him until I actually saw him. And the only thing that could come out of my mouth was just, wow. The pop that he got was just huge and electric. Why WWE wouldn't want to create this for Chris Jericho more and more? I don't really see people thinking about, am I going to buy tickets to these New Jersey shows January 23rd and 24th for these house shows, and seeing Chris Jericho's name and saying, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger and buy these tickets because Chris Jericho's going to be there and he's advertised. Honestly, in my opinion, WWE, the name sells itself. You're either going to go to the show or you're not going to show, just off the name WWE, and that's it. Maybe if you go to the page and you see Cena's on the show or Cena's not on the show, that might be one thing that gets you to do it. But honestly, when it comes down to it, a WWE house show is going to be great no matter where you sit, no matter, anything that goes down, no matter what matches are on the show, WWE is always going to put on a good show, and you're always going to leave. I love house shows more than I love going to WWE televised shows because of the fact there's no commercials. I love the fact that if you get a promo, the promo is short and sweet, and it's not just a whole bunch of talking, and you don't really get any matches that don't mean anything. A lot of times, they're just going to copy and paste whatever's on the pay-per-view, and they're going to try and give you those matches as long as those guys are all on the show. And it's like you're getting to see the pay-per-view before the pay-per-view actually even really happens. So, I don't know. It says that the tour dates for Fozzy wrap up on December 12th, which basically means that Jericho could be free all the way up until WrestleMania 31, seeing that he might have some sort of a return, and WWE has some plans to use him into something big. You can see definitely with the everybody's hero, CM Punk, looking like he's never going to come back to WWE, so that's going to kill off any rumors of him coming back for WrestleMania 31. Dave Bautista seems like he is all in the movies, so it looks like he won't be a part of the show. We're hopefully going to see the return of Daniel Bryan. John Cena should be good to go. Roman Reigns looks like he's going to be good to go in about a month. We're going to be having a lot of big names coming back for this WrestleMania 31, and they're definitely going to make this as big and as awesome as humanly possible. The Rock is still one of those question mark guys, seeing if he can come back. No word on The Undertaker, so there's still a lot of names that still could be added into WrestleMania 31 to make it a bigger moment than ever. But Jericho coming back to the Rumble would be a big thing to kick off something into WrestleMania 31.